The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The Health Department insists that the slow pace of vaccinations is still mainly due to the limited supply of COVID-19 shots, as well as manpower limitations during surges. To tell us more about this, we have Greg Gregorio joining us live from Mandaluyong. Good afternoon, Greg. Could you expound the reasons given by the DOH as to why the vaccine rollout is taking longer than expected?
Yes, Charles, according to the National Vaccination Operations Center chairperson and Health Undersecretary Mirna Cabotaje, there are three factors behind the slow vaccination pace in the country. Primarily, it is still because of the global supply of vaccines, and from the limited supply of doses that we have, we should also take into consideration that 13.2 million of which are doses donated from the COVAX facility. Thus, it cannot be used to those individuals under the A4 priority sector or the essential worker as compliance to the conditions of the World Health Organization. Apart from that, according to Undersecretary Cabotaje, there are areas or provinces outside the National Capital Region where doses have to be reserved for them to have secured supply for the second dose of those individuals who have received their first jab. And finally, according to Undersecretary Cabotaje, during the time of surges, health workers are either divided or fully allocated or fully assigned to the COVID-19 response. Thus, the manpower for vaccination is hampered. But according to Cabotaje, they're already helping out areas like this which are having problems with human resource for health. Charles?
Greg, that being said, a bit of problems insofar as the human resources are concerned. How is the government now planning to deal with the distribution of 40 million Pfizer doses, specifically on the cold storage requirements? Are they capable and are they ready?
Charles, according to Cabotaje, 10 million of these 40 million doses of Pfizer vaccines are expected to arrive until early September, and the remaining 30 would probably arrive by September to October. And once all of these doses have arrived, according to Cabotaje, they will equitably distribute this to all regions in the country. But given the challenge or the challenges in the cold storage requirement of the Pfizer doses, Cabotaje explained that per region there should be at least one ultra-low freezer for the storage of the Pfizer doses, and then from there it should be deployed within 24 hours to specific locations and must be jabbed within 3 days. Considering that there are also areas that are hard to reach for the Pfizer doses, Cabotaje said they will still have practices for these regions for the utilization of Pfizer doses. Charles?
Greg, I understand that the United States is planning to administer booster shots to some of its citizens. Does this in any way affect the supposed vaccine donations to the Philippines coming from the U.S.?
Charles, the 40 million Pfizer doses have been signed already, but Cabotaje said they would coordinate with the manufacturers and the other authorities behind Pfizer for us to secure the delivery of our procured doses from these vaccine manufacturing company. Charles?
Greg, still on booster shots, do we have any updates on whether authorities are considering allowing booster shots in the country, given that there's more supply coming in? What's the latest on this?
Charles, according to Cabotaje, they are already considering the possible inclusion of these booster shots in the 2022 budget of the government. But Cabotaje highlighted that they would still have to wait for the recommendation of the All Experts Group when it comes to the distribution of these booster shots. And Cabotaje said this may be issued by either September or October. And once booster shot or once the rollout of booster shot in the country has started, it will be given to healthcare workers and those individuals who have immunocompromised conditions. Charles?
Thanks for that, Greg. That was Greg Gregorio reporting live from Mandaluyong. Former COA Commissioner Heidi Mendoza insists that the agency's report is not premature. Speaking with Agenda, Mendoza explained that COA writes to concerned agencies before making and publishing reports. She added that the Commission has the power to determine the time and the scope of the audit.
Kami ang magsasabi na mag-o-audit po kami, magpapadala po kami ng team sa ganitong buwan at ito po ang aming titingnan. May mga nangyaring pagkakataon na may mga quasi-judicial corporations or something na magsasabing hindi nyo kami pwedeng auditin. And to a lot of extent, matapang po yung COA. Tumatayo po ang COA at nagsasabing based on the Constitution, ganito ay dapat namin kayong i-audit.
Mendoza emphasized that it's necessary for COA to remain independent from the administration. This, as she explained, that the Commission's independence has been challenged many times in the past. At the same time, the former commissioner explained why it's important to publicize COA's audit reports.
Hello? Public funds po ito. At may pakialam ang bawat mamamayan. Hindi ho dapat tinatanong yan. Talagang kailangang nasa public yan. Ngayon, yung po sinasabing kasalanan ba ng media? Hindi naman. Dahil hindi naman totoong ibinigay sa media. Yun po ay hindi totoo. Naandyan po yan sa website. Kasama po doon sa tinatawag na transparency ng COA na i-post immediately po, I think after a number of days.
Senate President Tito Sotto said he's not satisfied with Health Secretary Francisco Duque's explanations before the Senate on the agency's alleged deficiencies in handling COVID-19 funds. Sotto tells News 5 that there are many issues that remain undiscussed or unexplained by the Health Secretary. The Senate President also noted that Duque used the hearing to blame others and not to acknowledge the agency's lack of responsibility. Meanwhile, Senate Minority Leader Franklin Drilon tells Radyo 5's Filon that the DOH has enough saved funds to provide promised benefits for health workers. Drilon said the ball is now in the agency's court, and he's hoping that they will not drop it this time around. The senator also believes that if Duque is getting confused on how to handle the situation, he should just let go of his position.
Alam mo kung nahihirapan siya, para sa kapakanan ng bayan, dapat magbitiw na siya. At yan naman, para hindi dahilan sa siya po ay may ginawang masama. Kung hindi, dahilan na lang sa sinasabing negligence na mukhang hindi niya kaya ang trabaho niya. Without saying na by corruption, doon pa lang sasabi niyang naguguluhan na siya. Siguro panahon na para mag-isip siya at siguro magbitiw ng kanyang tungkulin.
The cast of Marvel's Shang-Chi celebrated the film's premiere in Hollywood. Actors Simu Liu and Awkwafina and Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige discussed Asian representation in the movie in this report on Bloomberg Quickly.
I want everybody to know that they're seen, and that they matter and that they should be proud of who they are. Well, I think if you look over the course of our history, the Chinese Exclusion Act, the internment of Japanese Americans, we have a long history of kind of being othered, and a lot of people, myself included, grew up feeling like they didn't truly belong, and that's why I think a movie like this is so critically important for, for youth, for adults, for children.
Throughout my life, the 10 rings gave our family power. If you want them to be yours one day, you have to show me you are strong enough to carry them.
There is an aspect of representation that I think this movie is significant in bringing, right? And it is the first of its kind. I do think that the more stories like this we have, the more kind of a bridge of understanding and empathy for other people's experiences we build. So it's nothing but an honor to be a part of something like this, and I hope that there's more.
Start a new life. But I could never escape his shadow.
We have been working on this movie for over 20 years. It has been one of the, hey, this is a cool character and a cool story we could bring to the screen. That it's happening now is great. That we have to even have the conversation about a rise in Asian violence is horrific. And anything that can be done to stop that. A movie, who knows what it can do. Here's what I know it will do is give people the chance to see themselves reflected on a big giant screen in ways maybe they haven't felt in the past.
You are your mother, and whether you like it or not, you are also your father.
I told my men they wouldn't be able to kill you if they tried. Glad I was right.
We've been experiencing a really tough, couple of years, but we're here today to experience joy and to experience celebration and to meet any hate or negativity or anything like that with an equal and opposing and probably larger force of happiness and positivity.
You got this.
Thank you.
Here's a quick look at some of today's headlines. As Health Secretary Francisco Duque faces the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, one lawmaker is asking, shouldn't he be suspended by now? After the DOH, the Commission on Audit now flags OWA for questionable purchases, including overpriced sanitary napkins bought from a construction firm. And Miss Universe candidates take on the casting video challenge. White t-shirts and with minimal makeup. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us again later at 1 p.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.